Hi there everyone, it's Misty here from TheJollyFatElf. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's video, I have a birthday card for you. So I think I shared with you guys a haul from scrapbookpal.com of all the new goodies from Hero Arts, and I sat down to create a card for scrapbookpal.com and ended up not loving it exactly. So I decided to tweak it a little bit and I have it for you guys today. So let's say hello to Roxy. Mama? Yeah? Are you having a bad day? Huh? Are you having a bad day? She won't let me pick her up, or I would pick her up and show her to you. Okay, so while she plays the three-nager, let's head over to my craft table and I'll walk you through how to make this really fun and festive, masculine type card. Okay friends, I am going to use my Misty to stamp the balloons from the Hero Arts. Like I said, initially I was going to do this for scrapbookpal.com, so since they don't sell the Stamparatus, I can't use the Stamparatus in their videos, so that's why you see me use the Mini Misty. I also had cut out and colored the 40 from the balloon numbers, but I'm not going to use that. So we're going to jump right into the coloring, but you can skip to 526 if you want to skip it. So that's when we'll finish the rest of the card. So if you are sticking around for coloring, I'm doing really basic coloring here. So I'm doing the lightest, leaving kind of a highlight and then going around it. I end up messing up a balloon because of the Gina K ink. And you're going to see me say the same thing on Wednesday. So if you are going to be using light Copic markers, I think you're just going to have to avoid the Gina K ink. I used the MFT hybrid ink without any issue, but every time I use the Gina K ink and I am coloring with something light, like a light skin tone or like a light yellow or something like that, smears every time. So that's disappointing because I really love that ink, but if I know ahead that I'm going to be, coloring something light, then I'm going to go ahead and switch. And you can see here where it kind of smeared it there. So it's a little irritating, and some of you guys may love it and not have any issue, but every single time I have tried to color something light with that Gina K ink, it's smear city. So I pulled the colors directly from the paper. I am using the Doodlebug something Happy Birthday Boy, I think. It's a few years old, but Doodlebug puts out basically the same paper pads every year. They're just in different colors, kind of the same way that Echo Park and Cardabella do. So you can find it, I'm sure. I love to get my paper from a cherry on top, and sometimes Simon Says stamp, but a cherry on top for sure for Doodlebug. Their prices are good. They ship really quickly. Gotta love it. So yeah, I'm just coloring. Like I said, this was supposed to be for my, did I say that? I don't know. In the Scrapbook Pal video, I talk about how this was going to be the 40th birthday card for my brother who turned 40 at the end of July, which makes me feel like ancient. I mean, we're only 3 years apart because I'm only 43, but still, when your baby brother turns 40, it's like, whoa. And he just had a baby. I don't know if you guys saw that in my Facebook group, in my Facebook page. I posted a picture of my new little nephew. He came into the world March 27th, so just 4 months before his dad's birthday. His nickname is Boone. I picked it because it means blessing, and he really was a blessing. And there you can see where it smeared all over the place. I was so mad. So mad. And I was like, I'm not starting all over. I'm not going to start all over. Luckily, it gets mostly hidden, but yeah. So he is just, he's so stinking cute and chubby and just really a blessing. I already have a niece, so he has an older sister with Bo, and then he has an older brother with his mom. So yeah, so cute. I'm sure you'll see him again soon. I'm hoping they can come for Labor Day weekend. So yeah, that'll be real fun. Okay, so we are going to move on to assembly. So I'm going to use the wire snips to cut the dies apart. I just picked off picked up that pair from Amazon, and I just made sure that they were as pointed as possible. You guys know I like to use washi tape to hold things down. You can get that purple tape, if that purple tape is expensive, but you do you, boo. If you were any kind of planner, you probably have 9,000 rolls of washi tape just sitting around. So yeah. Once I get that done, I'm going to bring in paper to try to decide on a background. So initially, you're going to see this. So initially, I had used the confetti stencil on this background paper, and then I added a kaleidoscope embossing powder, which means it's kind of iridescent, and I hated it. I hated the way it looked. I just didn't care for it. I may try it again, but I don't know. I just didn't care for it. So I decided I'm going to end up just using that as a background. So I'm going to cut out happy birthday 3 different times, and each time I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to cut around the paper. I'm going to add the Sizzix adhesive sheets behind it so it's already sticky. And I initially did green and yellow, but then I decided I wanted something a bit darker, so I went with the blue. My desk is a mess. Oh my word. So that's when I'm like, okay, how do I want this? So you guys have, gosh, have I done this in a while? I don't think I've done it in a while. So if you want to, you can do what kind of creates a drop shadow with your word dies, and that is to have a darker one behind the lighter one, and you just offset them just a little bit, and it creates a drop shadow, and it gives the lighter sentiment. It brings your eye to it more, and you can see it a little bit better. So I decided I wanted to put vellum in front of the balloons, again, because of that one that I ended up messing up because of the ink. And so it covers it right up. So this is where I decided to go ahead and stick with the yellow and the blue. The yellow is a bit brighter, stands out a bit more. So that was definitely something that I was looking for. So I'm going to bring in this pad of paper. Like I said, it's a Doodlebug birthday one. I honestly can't remember which one exactly. And I'm just picking pattern paper. So you guys know I'm going to talk about this in Wednesday's video too. But when I pick a pattern paper, I try to go for one that is like a huge pattern, like a big pattern. Then you pick one that is a medium or a small, and then you pick one that's like a bit more neutral. So for this one, I'm only using 2 different types of pattern paper. So the confetti would really count as my medium pattern, and then the orange would count as my more like neutral or tone small. So I think it has tiny polka dots on it, same color polka dots. And I kept going back and forth trying to decide which pattern paper I wanted in the background, because I didn't want it to be too busy, but I also didn't want anything too solid. So it was rough. It was a challenge. But in the end, I end up using this paper. So this paper says happy birthday all over it, and each letter is a different color. So that's kind of the layout I'm going for with this card. And again, I'm just playing with paper. And this is I store all of my paper in quart-size bags, and this is the reason why, because I will pull 19 different papers out to see which ones fit the best. So I'm going to bring in this Lawn Fawn stitch rectangle, and I'm going to cut this out, and then we are going to move on to assembly. So I lost some of the footage at the end of this video, so I will walk you through what I did. So after I get everything adhered, I'll bring in a yellow card base that I cut down to 4 1/4 by 11. I've squared it at 5 1/2. And then I take that blue that I hated, and I go ahead and cut it down so it can be a layer behind the behind the happy birthday layer. And that's what I'm doing here. So I'm going to use the Pink and Main, the larger of the stitch rectangle dies, to cut that out. And again, you're going to see just the tiniest hint of that pattern in the background, and I'm actually okay with that. And since that is embossed, I am using tear and tape, score tape. So you want something really, really sticky that will stick really well to that embossing. So maybe it looks better on camera than it did in person, but it's definitely one I want to play with again. I kind of wish it was smaller, like the pattern was smaller. I think that's where I really, really, really struggled the most. So this is the card up close and personal. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Your question of the day is, would you have done blue for the sentiment, yellow for the sentiment, or green for the sentiment? Don't forget to answer the question of the day for your chance to win. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you. I love your faces, and I will see you Wednesday for another card. Bye for now.